Oh, we are live. Sorry. What? Um, welcome to the stream. I am having some difficulty. Aha. For some reason, chat did not load. Live chat unavailable. Why? Could be fun now. Sick. Setting something up. Finally got my third edition of my collection of alphas. Today we are doing some character stories. Just collecting these before I forgot about them. What are these for? Ah, for the... I forgot. I think it's some roguelike mode. Okay, let's see. Side mission. Interlude. Technically no Lucia and Alpha. Leave the Nanami Storm. Leap Airfire, Arena Blast. We have a few to go through. That is true. Yeah, Bianca Zero. Vera Roseland. We technically know about him, just not yet. I guess I'll leave that for later. Luna, yes. And Roland. We have a few to go through. Plus the extra stories. I think I might go in order, but if you want I can start with the sisters, because we have they technically aren't one after another. Canonically, it's just more info about them. But if you want, I can go Lucia, Alpha, Luna, and then the rest. As you said, those are the most interesting, so I'll either way go through all of them at some point, so might as well do these since I got the request, you know? It feels more engaging. So, yeah. As I said, I don't know if they are in order. Let's go. Let's start with Lucia either way. Struggle. I promised mother and father that I would never let anyone hurt you, so I'll handle the riskier parts. Let's get to it. So what did you find today? It's not a bad haul, I found this. Is that canned meat? Yay! Lucia opens the can with her trusty pocket knife and passes the can to Luna. Be careful of the sharp edges. Lucia, you should eat first. I ate already on my way back. Luna nods, trusting the words of her older sister, then she dips some of the broth packed with the synthesized meat inside the can. Yummy! So sour. If it's sour, I feel like it might have gone off, but I think it's a can. So if the can is not damaged, it might still be edible. Apocalypse, you gotta do what you gotta do. Lucia, when can I go out with you? You can't, it's too dangerous outside. But you're always the one protecting me. It's my turn to protect you, or at least help. You're being a good help for looking after our food stash. I promised our parents that I would never let anyone hurt you, so I'll handle the riskier tasks. Fine. What's that sound? Quick hide. Yeah, they are pretty short, as I said. Trespassers. Where did these two girls come from? Looks like we're at the right place. The central purification filter is still running in the city. Efficiency is decreasing, but it should still last a few months. If you weren't bringing a whole group of children, the army would have never guarded you on your journey. Now that you're here, you'll have to take care of yourselves. I know, that's why we've been taking those kids with us. Is there a problem? Always been us, ostracized servants of God who protect and feed the children during warfare. Of course, we are allowed to rely on charity of your soldier folks in these critical hours. No, it's just saying it so bluntly in your position is making me a little... forget it. Anyway, the shelter below this church belongs to you now. But the supplies... Choo! I'm cold. What's that sound? Is the corrupt? When did you ever hear a corrupted sneeze? Come out or else. The black-clad man is about to pull out his gun, but seeing the two small figures in the corner, he quickly returns it. Lucia's holding Luna's hand walks slowly out of the darkness. Where did these two little girls come from? Oh, it's the nun! But they might be using the same model, but it could be the same character. Go, go, go. Go somewhere else. This place is already... Hey. Okay. 2 more mouths to feed it is. From today onwards, you two will come with me. What gracious offer. Warm food. Sister, are you finally safe? Lucia, are we finally safe now? Yes, at least we can feed ourselves if we work every day. No more unnecessary risks. That's great. But Lucia, you've been coming back later and later. After this, Luna will have all the time in the world to be together. Okay? Luna, your sister is amazing. She's doing so much work. And she looks after everyone as well. It's like she's the class monitor back in my school. You know, can you spare us some food? It's so cold lately. We're all too sick to even work. We don't have food either. We're not going to leave. I'm just borrowing it, okay? When I get my strength back, I can earn more food and I return it to you. How's that? We live in a group, so we should help each other to be better everyone's lives. Okay. Frog plushie. Blame your own naivety. Lucia, you're back. Oh. That's way bigger than the one we found in the first chapter, but... Luna, I found a doll outside. I think you might like it, so I brought it back for you. So ugly. What do you mean it's ugly? I see. But I like it. You do? It's the first time you've given me a plushie, I'm so happy. Luna takes the plushie and begins to check it out. If you ever come back too late, I can go to sleep hugging it. As long as you like it. But my favorite is still Lucia. Luna sits on her bed and plays with the plushie as Lucia walks before their food stash to store the food she earned today. The food? Why is there so little left? Luna, did you eat some of it? I didn't eat it, just I lent it to people the last few days. All the food and you lent it to people? I did. What's the matter? Lucia steps back, stupefied. She mutters to herself silently. Could be both. But the older Lucia held it in one hand, so I thought it might be just a smaller version of that. Oh, now it's here in the background. It's all my fault for not checking the food crate. Blizzard's coming in a few days. All the food supplies are going to be cut off. That's why I've been coming home so late recently. Luna, with this much food, you won't be able to. But they said they would return it to us afterwards. Luna, what's the matter? You... Lucia? Lucia grabs Luna's hand and promptly rushes outside. Lucia, it hurts. Lucia brings Luna to the hall. Whoever borrowed food from Luna, come out. The crowd merely gazes at the two, not a soul daring to make a sound. It was you, wasn't it? I already ate most of it. What's left is only barely enough for myself. Do whatever you want with me, I still won't give it back to you. You... Just trying to leave, what's wrong with that? What? Please. Lucia. The boy could not bear to look at Lucia and instead huddles himself up, not showing any emotion. Please. Lucia turns to the crowd. Please help us. Not a sound. Alright. Well, no one to blame but your own gullible selves. What a ray of sunshine you are. Don't expect there to be any law-upholding police or judge around here. I mean, that is true, but still. Lucia glares at the curled-up boy, her fist unconsciously nearing the knife she always kept close to her. Uh-oh. Someone gonna get stabbed. Price of naivety. You don't have a choice. Lucia and Luna return to the surface. Lucia, you don't have a choice. You have to head out together and search for food. Luna, follow tight. Lucia, are they corrupted? A bit stronger than the ones you saw before. Luna, stay close. Roger. One.
大丈夫です。私の剣の炎は全ての障害を焼き尽くします。私の剣の炎は全ての障害を焼き尽くします。
Are they stronger than the ones from before? We've been fighting with these all this time. Do not try to focus, they're still a... But you're already...
戦闘終了。お次の戦闘は何ですか？
The waypoint is clipping to me. Sir, report, we found two little girls. Okay. Nicola? What your ass doing here? Two kids in this place. Yes, sir. They were fighting with the corrupted before we arrived here, sir. They are slightly injured, but mostly they look unwell from malnutrition. Bring them back to the base for medical care. How are you feeling? The bath water very comfortable, thank you. What do you want from us? According to our test, the affinity of your bodies to Tantalum 193 is extremely high. This means you two have the chance to become constructs. Yes, having a body made of entirely different materials while still maintaining your human consciousness. Both your body and consciousness will no longer be harmed by the punishing virus. Actually, this is the last hope of humanity against the virus, and it's the final chance we all have. We just want to live. In a world like this, we can only live in this world. No, there's still a place in this world that is untainted by the virus. A place without the virus? Yes, that place is Babylonia. Sir, I know what you want to say. Our mission is to maximize the chances of victory for humanity. She will be an ember in the coming darkness. But that's not enough. Only an immature infinite expanse of embers may guide humanity through this darkness. To win this war, we must bear the sin. Lingering warmth. Lucia held Luna in her hands. They fell asleep together for the last time in the cold room. Where did you go? And why so many supplies as well? Nobody's gonna take your stuff, even if you speak. I don't know where you managed to find all this, but you better keep a close look on them this time, got it? So now when I become a construct, we can go live in Babylonia for a new life. There will be food, drinks, toys, fluffy beds and hot showers. Thank you. But why won't you let me become a construct as well? Because that man said construct technology isn't mature. There might be risks. Risks? Remember our promise. I'll handle the risky part. I'm already used to fighting with the corrupted, but you're still not good with your weapons. Luna, fallen asleep. Lucia hugs Luna close and falls asleep as well, bearing a relieved smile in this bitterly cold room. Early morning the next day. Luna? Luna? Did any of you see Luna? Luna, she went with those people in black early in the morning. Oh. Well.
グレンは咲き乱れています。
Luna, just wait for me. Don't do anything stupid. I'll be right there, just wait for me.
容赦しませんよ。大丈夫です。
Oh. Ow.
必ずまた会えるはずです。
If we hadn't found you on the road, you would have already been dead. Luna, where's Luna? Your sister, her procedure failed. Failed. He's still alive, right? I can still see Luna, right? She has already been processed and disposed of. Damn. Not an ounce of remorse on your ass. Disposed of? What does that mean? The last stage of the experiment, an immensely strong punishing virus reaction appeared inside her. It took over and corrupted her almost instantly. Which means that Luna became corrupted. We had to dispose of her. Sorry, but you'll never see her again. Luna. Few hours ago. I'll take these children then. If the experiment succeeds, they can all undertake defense missions in this area and protect everyone. Bloody hypocrites. Lucia, and leave the plushie to you. When I become a construct and have to be somewhere else, you can sleep with the plushie as if it were me. Just like I did before. About time, children, let's go. Lucia, I don't want to part with you, but you've been protecting me all this time. You've done so much for me. It's my turn to protect you. Then goodbye, Lucia. I mean, they said she got corrupted, so the virus, even after disposal, might have restarted her. So there's that. Next up. Metamorphosis. Untying her black long hair along with a few tags in her clenched fist are the only things swaying in the warm white wind. Yes, she's the leader of the Ascendant. I think she's the leader, I'm not exactly sure. But she's always shown in a leader role, and the others just listen to her, so that's why I thought it's her that's the leader of the Ascendants. Yes, but as you said, they are children, so she just wanted to protect her sister. She thought to repay the kindness. In this little story, there's also a big lore drop, technically. The background of Lucia and Alpha. Hey, forgot to read. The adjacent area has been cleared. Are you sure that you don't need a filter? It's nothing more than a placebo. And it's not your duty to take care of me, just tell me what you've got. Of course. Our mission targets Lucia the Construct. He has been found alive. in the ruins. Nicola was silent for a moment, as if he was hiding his relief from the others. Yeah. Either got corrupted and turned into mindless killing machines or just killed off. Just a bit fucked because not every construct was necessarily asked in the matter if they wanted to become constructs. Also, a lot of them were turned constructs as children, so even more fucked if you think about it. And not only they threw the constructs as fodder in the fights, but also directly killed a lot of kids. Yes, but I don't exactly know how the ascendants work, but all the ascendants are corrupted. Like, they are corrupted by the punishing virus, but remain lucid. So that's the I don't know how to call it, gimmick with the ascendants. Like, the first boss of the first chapter was a machine, so it wasn't, they didn't have human consciousness, but after it got corrupted by the virus, also got no, sorry, the nozzle wasn't corrupted at first, I think. But the second boss was a construct that was corrupted. Nicola was silent for a moment, as if he was hiding his relief from the others. You and you, come with me. Nicola and his fellow team members went over the ruins, built on corrupted corpses and broken walls laboriously. At the top of the ruins, Lucia was standing. Still silently, she had run out of energy. Her long black hair, along with a few tags in her clenched fist, are the only things swaying in the warm wind. That's the end. The two bodies lying in front of Lucia used to be her teammates, who were both defeated by her. How's the infection? Very close to the critical value, but not yet exceeded it. Nicola bypassed Lucia, who was holding a blade, and crouched to check the two constructs. The inward devices of the constructs were destroyed by guns. In fact, they were fully corrupted by the virus before being defeated by Lucia. This is... You also found the lower part of an artificial limb holding a pistol with a very neat transection? I see. Is the part of... How's the searching on the low Earth orbit going? We found the drop pod for emergency liftoff floating aimlessly. The recycling has been commenced. Thank you. Things that happened here and are going to happen are top secret of humanity, understand? Roger. Now tell the purifying force not to purify this whole area. separated. That's why I need her to stay loyal to humanity. A few minutes later, a massive fireball with a long and fiery tail falls near Nicola from the sky. It slows the large grid-like main cabin with the Arrow of Life medical logo on its side could be seen from the ground. The rubble crumbles from the thrust produced by the engine. Eventually, it landed on the center of an open space deadly. Deploying an airdrop of all-terrain field hospital for one construct only. It's necessary, as it's an emergency and a special case. The Science Council and Star of Life are in the same boat with you now. No need to worry about the law issues, I'll explain to the Council. Is there something to do with your relationship with President Hasten? No, I'm just good at dealing with troublesome works like this. Anyway, you should play our own parts. When it comes to the future of humans, we shouldn't have any hesitation. Now get prepared for the remote surgery. Frankly speaking, we're only able to simulate the human consciousness even with the technology. Technology of mind. You should know that direct operation towards consciousness is way more complicated than general surgery, right? Of course, otherwise I wouldn't let you, the only person who has acquired this skill in the whole Babylonia, lead this operation. The analysis of consciousness has been completed. We will make a proposal regarding the process of memory. That's our new pride of Babylonia. Just trying to end the whole thing as soon as possible. Then I should tell you the truth. The past experience has caused ineffaceable impact on her. Then I have to tell you that part of her consciousness is in state of high entropy, which is kind of chaotic and very persistent. That's why I need her to stay loyal to humanity. In short, you want to erase her memory. Only if necessary. And I have to tell you that part of her consciousness is in a high state of entropy, which is kind of chaotic and very persistent. Even if I can deal with it, our connection is insufficient to meet the requirements of such high precision transfer. If we insist to extract her memory, I cannot undertake the consequences. Then what's your plan? I think we better save that part of memory in the form of subconsciousness. If we can prevent it from being awakened, we'll be able to keep the integrity of her personality so that it won't be affected by that part of her memory. However, we can not promise whatever deviation will occur with time or not even we adopt the more conservative plan. I think there was supposed to be a comma there or somewhere, but never. I just need her will to be strong enough to last until the end of the war. As for the deviation, in this case I'll carry out a branch operation on her consciousness and make a copy of it. Wait, as I remember, your principle is to retain the uniqueness of consciousness, right? Yes, and it's the only way to guarantee. You became astonishingly obsessive when it comes to protecting the consciousness of the construct. I thought it was quite common for you to deal with cases like that when doing scientific researches. I'm quite surprised that you're such a compassionate person, seeing that you usually treat the constructs as your object of study. Don't overthink it. As a scientific researcher, I need a copy of her main personality as control, that's all. It's up to you. In fact, we only need to ensure there's only one active consciousness at the same time. What people? They are constructs. That's their whole point of view. I fear that not everyone treats constructs as equal to humans. Hint hint, Nicola, hint hint. Alright, I would rather listen to the advice from a professional, is that okay? Falling. Alright, now is the time to welcome another lady home. Nicola stood in front of Lucia's surgery pod in the dim cabin of the transport craft, knocking the glass slightly with his finger, and watching Lucia lying inside through the glass. Like, I have a feeling that the only reason why they even tried to copy Lucia's consciousness is because he was one of the more successful constructs they made at the time. So I think he just thought it as a waste, not that he cared that much, or at least that's how it feels to me. The pilot of the transport craft walked inside the cabin and saluted Nicola at his back. Sir, report Lucia and the surgery pod have been loaded, and take off at any time. Are you? I'm good, you can take off once you finish our preparation. Then Nicola took a peek at the monitor at the upper side of the cabin. Hurry up. Roger. The pilot turned and ran towards the cockpit, and the hatch door slid down slowly after Nicola walked out of the cabin. After the hatch door was completely closed, the transport craft rose slowly while its landing gear retracted inside the craft, and blue flame was spraying from the bottom of the craft. It kept rising higher and eventually disappeared from Nicola's sight. A soldier wearing chemical protective clothing was rushing at Nicola. Report, sir, a new corrupted has been detected in area 049 at 3 o'clock. Please return to the front line. Okay, I'll be there. The two pilots are tapping the pale blue screen inside the transport craft. One of them casually lies in his seat after the system vocalizes entering autopilot mode. I've been operating in area 49 lately. It's good to get a mission returning to Babylonia. I'm with you, gonna have some drinks in FTL bar when I arrive. Warning, energy shock from the ground is approaching. Warning, energy shock from the ground is approaching. The sudden warnings pulled the two pilots back to reality. The pilot, the driver's seat, immediately got up and tapped on the electronic screen. Soon the outside of the transport craft was displayed on the home screen in front of them. It was that flying in. Displayed on the main screen is a red light beam with a radius of about 3 meters. The beam is surrounded by a faint red current, indicated the high concentration of punishing virus in it. The pilot tried to change the course, but as he reached the steering stick, the aircraft was pierced by a red beam of light. Huge explosion sound was heard, and the red emergency lights kept flashing in the cockpit. By looking through the window, a transport craft could be seen falling to the ground, left the other pilots stunned. Is that possible? We're in in the ionosphere already. Since when can the corrupted attack in such range? Too slow down the fall. The pilot near the control console desperately pushed the steering lever with his right hand while shouting loudly at the communicator in his left hand. Transport craft 1068 needs support. We are falling. Repeat, we need... Roland and Gabriel stand in the ruins on the surface. Gas kept coming out of Gabriel's frame, and through the parts that were not covered by his coat, a red electric current could be seen flowing through his body. The whole ruins were flattened and the ground beneath him cracked. Right on the bullseye. This cannon you modified works well. Alright, now it's time to welcome another Lady home. Roland jumps from the rubble and walks in the direction of the crashed aircraft. What a construct, thank goodness. After we were shot down, the corrupted rushed us. We can't hold on out for much longer. We're here to help, right? Our target construct. After this scum found Lucia, they were like hounds on a blood trail. And now they're even in my way. You not know that this belongs to me soon now. Stand back. Sorry, we are on top priority as escort mission. Only team members can approach the client. Duty calls, friend, move aside. We don't want any trouble. What are you doing? Aren't you here to help us? Wait, this one's full of punishing virus. We've got contact. They preserved the core memory, so to say, but failed to retrieve the original body and well, yeah, the original body of Lucia. So they only have a copy of her memory. They wanted to retrieve the body to have a control or something? I don't know how to call it. A way to perfect the memory copy so they wouldn't remember the bad parts, so she'll be a good little soldier. Yes, but they couldn't delete the memory without risk, so they decided to put it in subconscious memory, so they needed the original body to make that less likely to surface or something. That's how I understood it. So they made a copy. But also wanted to bring the original frame with the original memory, so to say, to program the other memory they copied, so it doesn't resurface. Reunion. It's impossible. The goddamn corrupted and the punishing virus. It was eerily quiet. A moment later. Miss Luna, I'm going to open it. Please take a step back. Be quick. Mapla. Seems to be unconscious still. How can we wake her up then? Looking at the consciousness, looking at the unconscious Lucia, Luna walked to the surgery pod and slowly raised her right hand to Lucia's face. The red electric current started running up and down her fingertips. Lucia. As Luna touches Lucia ever so lightly, the scarlet punishing virus spreads from Luna to the entire operating pod. The virus invaded Lucia from different angles, and after such a strong stimulation, Lucia opened her eyes. Awake, Lucia looks around at the scarlet electric current and becomes alerted. Corrupted! Be careful, Miss Luna. Lucia broke free of Luna's power, and Gabriel came between them just in time. Lucia took advantage of the situation and sprang out of the gap between the three, then rolled on the ground to pick up the weapon next to the pilot's body. You haven't fully regained your consciousness. Are you able to go into combat mode as you are? Gabriel moves his arm away from Luna and walks toward the now violent Lucia. Lucia steadies herself with her weapon and slashes at Gabriel without hesitation. In the face of Lucia's powerful slashes, Gabriel calmly raised his right arm, and the blade made a crisp sound of metal clashing as it reached Gabriel's right arm. What shocked Lucia is that no matter how hard she tried, she could not move her blade an inch forward. Hard. Sorry. Put down your weapon. As he spoke, Gabriel clenched his left hand and threw a punch at Lucia. Lucia quickly pulled her blade back and parried the attack, but the punch still sent Lucia flying. Stop, Gabriel. Gabriel then stopped to attack and hid his steel arm back under his cloak. Lucia, please. Luna. Smile flashed across Lucia's face, but no, that was... You're corrupted. The transformation of Luna failed, so he was abandoned by humans. And that, Luna. It's impossible, the goddamn corrupted and the punishing virus. Lucia kept holding her blade and moved slowly to the left. She moved a few steps, rolled over a broken wall, then ran toward the preset spot. The three watched Lucia from a distance in silence. Miss Luna, she's running out of the capturing area. No. Luna fell silent as she watched Lucia leaving then turned at Roland to give him a new order. Roland, help me to bring Lucia back. Lucia moves quickly through the city's shadow. Human armies can be seen marching through the streets as she approaches the designated area. Lucia turns to face the other way after confirming the direction. When she sees no trace of the corrupted, she feels relieved and slows down. They haven't caught up yet. So as soon as I can get back to the team, all of a sudden memories of the past flooded into Lucia's consciousness. No, I can't go there. Lucia's legs started trembling and suppressing her headache, she turned her back to the base and marched on. A few days later. They're pretty tough. But I'm almost tired of this. Lucia barely held on to her blade as she stumbled across the city. The extensive and intensive fight has put Lucia's frame in critical condition, and it does not help that she is fighting without her mind beacon and mind. When her frame stops working, Lucia falls hard on the ground. The fall sends her weapon flying. Lucia slowly crawls to her weapon, then holds it in her right hand and tries to get back on her feet by leaning on it. I can't stop yet, I must get up. But Lucia could only kneel on the ground and finally lost all of her power. She then fell to the ground again and went into a coma. After some time, Lucia slowly opened her eyes. She found that she is not in the ruins of the City 49, but the church she knew so well in her memory. As Lucia raised her hands, she found they were not cold and mechanical with a bionic coating, but were warm flesh, and she was able to say anything she wanted to say. Suddenly, Lucia felt something. She looked behind and saw a little girl holding an ugly frog doll talking to her. Her body automatically started a conversation with that girl. Lucia, protect you. The girl goes further and further away from Lucia. Lucia wants to ask the girl what she said, but she cannot make any sound. The church then disappears and Lucia plunges into the endless darkness again. Just notice this. She was able to say anything she wanted to say. Were the original constructs also made to suppress some thoughts that weren't just obedience or what? So that's or just hers, because then it's even worse. There was nothing but loneliness and emptiness in the dark. Suddenly a cold touch was felt and the darkness faded. Lucia opened her eyes again. Having regained some of her strength during the coma, Lucia could finally pick up the weapon.
グレンは咲き乱れています。
That's the sound of battle. I wonder what's going on. If I can just get through this corrupted, I'll be able to get away. I was spotted by guard. Yippee! I didn't know I was supposed to go stealth. 容赦しませんよ。 Finally, my 3. But where should I go next? Luna.
戦闘終了。お次の戦闘は何ですか？
tears. Lucia almost collapsed into Luna's arms, tears ran down her cheeks. For several days, the sky had begun to rain heavily. Behind the ruins, Lucia was hiding in the sound of Roland's footsteps. Behind the ruins, Lucia was hiding in the sounds of Roland's footsteps reverberated. That's just... Okay, I know how to read, yes, yeah. This time Roland was not as relaxed as before. All the fighting, escaping, and hiding has worn out Lucia's frame, its colors having worn away. And the days of fighting also left marks on Roland, as he looked a little weary under the rain. I'm tired of this. He has made it here. Lucia, I know you're here, stop hiding. Lucia bore the pain and held the weapon in her mouth. She then used her left hand to pull a strip of cloth from her uniform and tied the weapon to her right hand. As the uniform was torn apart, a string of constructs nameplates fell from Lucia's arms. Lucia closed her eyes slowly. She then slightly lifted her head and picked up the nameplates before hanging them around her neck. After finishing all this, Lucia leaned against the wall, stood up slowly, then waited quietly for the opportunity to come. In the distant ruins of buildings, Gabriel held a dark umbrella to keep Luna off the rain. Luna gazed thoughtfully at the streets where Roland and Lucia were. It's been a week and we still haven't managed to control Lucia. It would be much easier if we didn't rush to use Ascendant's ability on her. But during this period of time, Lucia and I have seen her many times. If she's just confused, or perhaps she was never confused. Instead, her hatred for the punishing virus has overtaken that. Luna suddenly looked up as something came to her mind and went in the opposite direction from Roland and Lucia. Gabriel tried to keep up but was stopped by her. I have to leave for a while to find something. Gabriel, you stay here and make sure Roland won't get out of control and destroy his and sister's frame. Roger. What is Gabriel? It's clearly not a construct. After some searching, Roland pinpoints Lucia's location. He now moves cautiously towards her. Hey, how's the dirty corner treating you? When Roland came to a dead end, Lucia jumped out from behind and slashed at Roland's neck. But it only hit Roland's pain blade. As Roland was clearly on guard and foresaw Lucia's attack. So close. The pity that you didn't take your chance. It's my turn then. Roland flips his chain blade and discharges Lucia's weapon to the ground. Then he dashes against Lucia with all his power and sends her flying onto the street. Roland bends over and gasps for breath. He then raises his gun and limps forward Lucia lying in the street. Ward. Finally. You can't hide anymore. After being knocked down, Lucia still tries to stand up by leaning on her weapon, but Roland's gun is already pointing at her head. Don't move, otherwise you'll lose more than your leg. Lucia swings her weapon with all her might. This sudden attack makes Roland stagger backward to stabilize himself. Before Roland could press forward again, Lucia had raised her weapon to her own heart. What? Roland had never imagined Lucia to do this. Lucia. The moment the blade touched her frame, Lucia was interrupted by a sudden sound from a distance. As Lucia looked back, she saw Luna approaching slowly from the other side of the street. Rain pours down on Luna, but her determination and pride will never be washed away. Her determination, however, is accompanied by a crushing agony on her face. Much easier to die than live in hell. But we promise to keep on living. We promise to keep on living together. The little sister who followed you around and couldn't live without you is alive and standing right in front of you. And now you're going to leave me? Luna took out an old doll hidden behind her back. The frog doll. But this is not the original one. I only found this in the ruins nearby, because I left the original one to you. See, my sister. That doll still here. Lucia holds her position with tears running down her face. Luna's words remind her of the church from her childhood days, the little girl and her powerless self. Two figures approach from the other end of the street. As they come closer, the blurred image of the girl became more and more clear in Lucia's eyes. When I can go out with you. You can't go out yet, it's too dangerous outside. But you were always the one to protect me, and I want to protect you this time. Or help at least. Promise mother and father that I would never let anyone hurt you. I'll handle the riskier part. When I grow up, I'm leaving home and keeping you safe. The young Lucia reached out her left hand to Luna, but she could touch nothing. The illusion of that two little girls then walked past Lucia and Luna in the present and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Luna. Luna comes to Lucia. She holds Lucia's face in one hand and with the other hand gently brushes off the hilt of Lucia's blade in her hand. Lucia, cease. No. Lucia almost collapsed into Luna's arms. Just I can't read. Lucia almost collapsed into Luna's arms. Tears ran down her cheek. Lucia's cry was heart-wrenching. Hume, battlefield, human. The virus, survival, salvation, trust, betrayal, despair, hope. At the moment, Lucia could finally let go of all the heavy burdens. As a normal teenage girl and have a good cry. Gabriel and Roland stood aside in silence. The rain is still coming down, furiously muffling all sounds. I can protect you now, Lucia. So starting from today, let's be yourself. Yeah. So in the end, the Lucia we are playing in the main story is just a copy. Let's play Luna's side as well then. Also, that's why Lucia sometimes has flashbacks. Also had a tiny flashback when she found the doll and when the sister, the nun, spoke her name. Yes, the real Lucia is with Luna. The other Lucia is called Alpha, I think. Or they usually use the designation of unknown construct Alpha. But now I think she kept the name or something. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, the original is with Luna. Don't know why Luna specifically obsessed now with the other version of Lucia, which doesn't have access nor remembers the past, but of course I don't know what happens if, speaking of, because Luna also has a frame. If it's darkness? Oh, that's correct. She has two frames. She has this one and another frame here. I don't know what's the deal with that. There is some flavor text here that explains some things, but I don't know if she becomes the good guy? I don't know. An agent of the Ascension Network, this is her complete combat form in which you can manipulate the heteromer energy of the punishing virus and construct instructs to deliver attacks with the power of it. So yeah, I don't know what happens later in the story, or how Alpha ends up to become like this. So I wouldn't say she's bad either. How do I say this? She becomes aligned with humanity, or at least starts to help the Grey Ravens. Yeah, I'm just saying that I don't know if she stays fully against all constructs or everything related to Babylonia, or starts helping the Grey Ravens, as I said, like Watanabe did. Like, he's not aligned with Babylonia. He just helped us because Liv helped him free his comrades from the thingy. So yeah, don't know exactly what happened later, because unfortunately, now that I played more of the story, I realized I don't remember quite as much as I thought I did. And I might have really not played that much of this game. The story, I mean, because I was pretty high level and have had a lot of constructs and participated in guilds and things like that too. It's just, yeah. I think I didn't play the story that far. Like Lucia has she has 4 forms and I didn't even see her second one. So yeah, so if that form is also canon and not just another version of her just to make another character, then yeah, I did not play that much of the story, it appears. Yeah, might as well. Because I think at some point I just skipped through the story just to get some pools for characters. Which now that I think about it was really dumb, because I think I could have gotten the characters easily even if I didn't do that, but yeah. There might be more good people in Babylonia, but a lot of the higher-ups are pretty shitty. Yeah. Shattered hope. When all hope turns into despair. How is it going? The Chrono researcher briefly salutes Nicola as he enters the research lab before shifting his gaze intently back at the modification bay separated by a pane of glass. Looks like everything is going surprisingly smoothly. The orphan have already completed body modifications. Nicola nods as the corners of his tightly pursed lips seem to relax so faintly. Even if the modification is successful, are these kids really suitable for combat? I have no other choice. They will serve as the test subjects for Tantalum 193 Affinity. Most of our data has been collected from orphans like them. I wonder how many people they killed trying to perfect the constructs and the new element they created. How long until the modification is complete? Well, all that's left now is to install the invert device. The invert device serves as the construct's vital defense against the punishing virus. It helps stabilize their mind and resist corruption. This is humanity's only glimmer of hope in the fight against the corrupted. Experiments 215 to 220 invert device installation complete. Uploading memory. A deafening silence falls upon the research lab as everyone nervously awaits the final result. This is the closest they have ever come to success. Wait a second, so they didn't even make constructs at this point? Then really a lot of people did die while trying to make these perfect soldiers of theirs. Upload complete. Upload complete. Memory stable. Preparing resuscitation. The researcher eagerly issues the report, but the other stifle their cheers. If it had not been for Nicola's presence, they would have jumped for joy. Alright, carry on. This time we can finally Without warning, an ear-piercing alarm erases the hard-earned smiles of their faces. Even though all of the children should have still been under the effects of anesthesia, a feeble body on the operating table curls up in agony and lets out a blood-curdling scream. Hey, get away from her. Nicola is the first to react, but he is too late. The girl bursts out from the incubator and sends a nearby bewildered researcher flying into the wall. Corruption critical and rising. Everyone can tell that the little girl has already become corrupted. Was she corrupted by the punishing virus? Possible. The CPF is operational, not to mention the multiple ISO devices in the operating room. How can? Possible? How dare you have the audacity to say such a thing in the face of that? Humanity has the faintest idea about the punishing virus, and the intel available is no doubt partially hidden, intentionally or not. So what should we do? Nicola looks at the little girl struggling from the effects of punishing virus. Her name is Luna, the younger of the two sisters that just so happened to come to the Foundation. With such a high failure rate, Nicola never bothers to remember their names, but for some reason the sisters have left an impression on him. Take her out before the virus spreads. Bitterly he issues the order through the gritted teeth. The surrounding soldiers quietly grip their guns, perhaps out of habit, not compliance. Look here, minions, enough chit-chat and freaking out. Your business done here. Get out of here. The door of the research lab is kicked open as a squad of heavily armored soldiers pour into the room. A tall, middle-aged man stands in front of them, hunched over with a wretched demeanor. Hey, who do you guys think you are? Nicola immediately stops the commotion, shakes his head and motions for them to comply with the order. Only once all of the soldiers have exited the premises does he speak to the man, who bursts into the room. Hollins, what brings you here? Holy shit! These veterans have all passed the test for Tantalum 193 affinity. They are ready to undergo surgery and form a task force to fight the corrupted. I'll be in charge of this squad for the time being. Consider me your superior, boy. Although he hates being called boy, he does not want to waste any more time with him. Sorry, I do not have time to reminisce with you, sir. You're just... I know, you just had an incident with the punishing virus. A corrupt that appeared here, did it not? Collins pushes Nicola aside and saunters into the research lab, approaching the corrupted Luna. Unable to control herself, Luna waves her slender arm and smashes it against the reinforced glass separating the operating room and the laboratory. The superhuman force of her arm cracks the multi-layered glass. You see, dear boy, isn't she a cutie? She wants to kill me with every ounce of her being. Such a pure and unbridled malice. Collins gently rubs the cracking reinforced glass and looks at Luna. Nicola can even see some semblance of Ray. Kill him, please. Craving in his eyes. Compared with them, human beings are so much more twisted and complex. Even the act of killing requires them to find a good enough excuse. Nicola pulls Collins a safe distance away from Luna and whispers, What the hell do you know, Collins? What is the Ivor device? Why does it trigger the punishing virus? Believe me, dear boy, I would absolutely love to tell you everything I know, but I'm sorry you do not have the clearance. Not yet. Please inform your subordinates that what happened here today is strictly confidential and should not be leaked in any form. Otherwise we will meet again in another form. Collins puts his hand on Nicola's shoulder and whispers so that only he can hear. You and I have survived this long in Kurono because we understand what it means to follow the rules. Nicola shrugs off his hand and leaves without turning to look at him. See, dear boy, don't show your teeth unless you know for a fact that your bite would kill. Hearing this, Nicola relaxes his clenched fist, or rather forces himself to. Well then, goodbye for now. I'll be waiting for you to reach my level, waiting for you to open your eyes and make up your mind. After confirming that Nicola and the other researchers have left the room, Collins turns and stands before the squad member once more. Finally, Luna manages to smash through the fortified glass with her continued barrage of attacks. Shattered shards fly past Collins, who remains unflinched as he lets out a wicked grin. More wicked than that? Get to work, kill the corrupted and all the potential corrupted. But sir, the other modified children aren't showing any signs of corruption. Is there something faulty with your transmitters? Fine, let me repeat myself one more time. Kill the corrupted and all of the potential corrupted. I found the worst one. I thought Nicola was bad. That's the worst. Collins pats the leader of the shoulder then grins. I have to repeat myself one more time. I'll lose my already very generous temper. The leader grits his teeth, then aims his rifle at the group of teenagers dreaming about their new lives as concert. The dense firepower smothers his words, making him inaudible. The others also join him in his apology, even though no one can bring themselves to say it out loud. Collins gently hums among the flashing gunfire as if reveling in an extraordinary performance. However, his smile quickly sours. Although bathed in a storm of bullets, Luna remains standing and walks towards Collins one step at a time. What are you doing? Can't you just stick to the script? Luna covers her head and unleashes a beastly roar, then rushes at Collins with unprecedented speed, but stops right before she can crush his throat. Luna desperately grabs her hand in an attempt to suppress her desire to attack Collins. No, why? Kill him. Seemingly to Collins his dissatisfaction. Rare. Hey, that's it. Don't say that. I can't speak. A nearby soldier rushes forward, knocking Luna to the ground with his gun stock, steps on her, and unloads his magazine into her limbs. He empties his magazine and pulls out his pistol to aim between her eyes, only to discover that Luna begins to weep. Luciasis, where are you? I wanna go home. Corrupted can cry. Collins grabs the pistol from the dumbfounded soldier and shoots Luna until the magazine is empty. Hey, what's your name? Hero. Hero, sir. Hero, my dear boy. Regardless if they look human or not, there's nothing human about the corrupted. Any sign of emotion might just be a trick to catch you off guard. But she was still human a few minutes ago. Collins gives Hero a swift kick in the rear. You won't have much longer to live if you don't quit acting so gullible. Or do you want to hurry back to Mommy? Yes, sir. About the corrupted and potential corrupted, how should we dispose of them? Throw them in the trash disposal facility, where they belong. I'll leave the trash to you. Collins looks at the ravaged Luna and sighs before waving at his sword and then walks away. Always left to take out the trash. Can't something happen to get the blood pumping for a change? Like the arrival of mankind's true savior, or the birth of the last destroyer of mankind. What do you have to say about that? The officer nods in confusion, not knowing what his superior is going on about. The boy. Holy shit. Lightless night. When night never ends and tomorrow never comes. Are you going out tonight, Lucia? Yeah, we're all out of food and it's too dangerous to go out during the day. There are the corrupted and the bad people. But I'm too scared to sleep here all alone. Don't worry, you'll be fine as long as you stay out of the dark. Are there really monsters hiding in the dark? You bet. There are super duper scary monsters that will gobble up little kids in one bite. Lucia, what is it? Can you hold my hand until I sleep, just for tonight? Didn't you say that last night? Lucia, please. No. Really? Please? Fine, but you gotta promise me you'll fall asleep quickly. I will. Holding Lucia's hand, Luna closes her eyes with her warm grip. She gripped the lonely dark nights become way less scary. But no matter how long she waits, Luna never finds Lucia's hand. Lucia? Luna feels around for her sister's hand, finally grasping it. She discovers that it is now stiff and cold as ice. Lucia. Waking up from the hazy dream, Luna lifts up the hand she has been holding in the dim light, only to discover that it is, in fact, a hand with nothing attached. A corrupted hand. She has seen them wandering by the road. Lucia told her never to go near those monsters. Luna throws the hand away and jumps back, accidentally tripping over something else on the ground. She can feel the agonizing pain from the wounds all over her body, but the real pain comes from the strange feeling in her mind. A peculiar noise clamors by her ears, as if trying to tell her something, but upon listening more closely she realizes it's just her own voice. Where am I? Luna remembers that she secretly replaced her sister and went with the group of imposing men to become a construct. She does not know exactly what a so-called construct is, only that if she becomes one, she and her sister can go to Babylonia. There they can eat their fill and take hot showers every day. All I remember was taking a pill the doctor gave me and then I fall asleep. After For that, Luna tries to recall what happened after she fell asleep, but her memory is all in disarray. So dark here. Is anybody here? Tries to yell out, but it is only answered by her echo. Cassis, I'm scared. Where are you? There is no warmth from a bonfire, no warmth from her sister, only the cold, uncaring darkness. Her eyes brim with tears at the thought of her sister. She can barely stop herself from crying out loud. But right at the moment, a dull roar comes from the deep within the darkness. Luna claps her mouth shut, too afraid to cry any longer. That's what my sister warned me about. The monster. The low roar and the abrasive sound of dragging feet drawn near, closer and closer, step by step. It's coming this way. Just said that the monsters only hide in the dark because they are afraid of the light. Only there was any. Luna looks around to see a small hill emitting a blinding red light. I can just make it over there. The monster won't come any closer. She makes up her mind and runs with all her might towards the glowing red light. But as she approaches the red light, she finally discovers its source. Corrupted. The upper half of a corrupted lies on top of a waste pile, although severely damaged it still remains its functionality. Noticing Luna, turns its battered head toward her. The corrupted reaches out toward Luna. All she can do is stand there helplessly. Lucia, where are you? Her eyes brim with tears once more. She has seen countless people ravaged by corrupted. Those are the monsters that lurk in the dark, waiting to devour humanity. But to her surprise, the corrupted does not attack her. It gradually relaxes its grip and then becomes dormant once more. In the dim red glow of the corrupted, Luna finally sees what has been causing her so much pain: the bullet holes on her body. Is this me? Those imposing men said that she would grow a bit after her body was turned into a construct to improve her combat ability. But what fills her with despair is the glowing red light coming from her wounds. The same red light as the corrupted. Corruption, critical, and rising. Take her out before the virus spreads. Get to work, kill the corrupted and all the potential corrupted. Throw them in the trash disposal facility where they belong. Luna stares into the eyes of the corrupted. Her vision gradually dissolves. The red light is rendered like ink until everything turned red. I'm a corrupted. I'm a monster. The voice echoing in Luna's ear gradually becomes noisy but clear as it approaches, getting so close like it is whispering. Desire, impulse, a higher purpose. Destroy humanity for the sake of humanity. In the glowing red light, Luna hears someone talking, but to her surprise, the voice comes from her own mouth. Humanity must be filtered. There is no escape. There is no survival. Ascend to a higher purpose. You are the agent. You are its will. No, I'm Luna. Luna, you can no longer return to your sister's side. You will never see her again. Lucia would never leave me. She promised. Lucia, if I ever get lost, if I ever lose my way, what should I do? That time may come. We should be prepared. I know. Let's make a deal. If you ever get lost, just say where you are and don't do anything. Don't do anything, is that it? Yes, because I'll be able to find you. Wherever you are, even if you become something else, I'll always be able to find you, I promise. I'll wait for you, Lucia. I'll always wait for you. The noise echoing in her ears gradually weakens, and the corruption grip on Luna's being to loosen miraculously. Once the blood-red light dissipates, Luna falls into a deep slumber. Silence fills the abandoned facility once more, punctured only by occasional murmurs from Luna lost in her dreams. Lucia. This. Filthy monster. When monsters lose their value, they no longer deserve to live. In the morning, over a dozen Chrono troops dressed in new uniforms line up outside of their tents, troops recently reborn as constructs, a new spark for humanity's future. A few weeks after Luna's corruption and Colin's arrival, the Chrono Research Lab has had a series of successful experiments, even transforming a number of Colon's troops into constructs. Their hearts are filled with trepidation. After all, they are merely children at this point, having no idea what the ramifications of being a constructor. Unlike the stiff recruits, Collins is sitting casually on a rock, filled with indifference. Good morning, children. Starting today, I shall be in charge of your field training. Where is the applause? Nicola, dear boy, how did you raise them? Nicola closes his eyes, reluctant to answer him. Go on now, don't leave me hanging. The soldiers exchange glances, then gradually join in applause. A few soldiers laughed, thinking Collins is joking, while another girl with an annoyed look refrains from clapping. What's so great about an old geezer like? Let's go! Rather than getting angry, Collins laughs. You're right, lippy girl. There's nothing great about this old geezer. Letty is taken aback, hearing him say her name so casually. How do you know my name? Collins ignores her and stands up from the rock, addressing all of the new recruits. Don't know what Nicola has told you, but no matter who you were yesterday, whether you were suckling a pacifier or wearing diapers, from today onward, you are no longer the protected. You aren't even human anymore. Collins grins as he paces among the recruits, looking at the expressions on each of their faces. You will be fighting against monsters as monsters. Collins continues to smile. But I don't know how to read. But usually. But none of the recruits dare to smile. Of course, whether it be human or monster, there is trash and there are the elites. Colin stops in front of Letty, intentionally or not, and stares at her firmly. Elite monsters are capable of entering Babylonia, whereas trash will be thrown in the dump. Hey geezer, what are you getting at? Starting today, I will re-evaluate your combat ability and inward device affinity. If you don't make the cut, you will be discarded. No one's going to be whipping your asses anymore. No hand-holding, no comfort from mommy, but discarded. You will be thrown into the toilet and flushed. Voila, got it? But even if they lack combat ability, they are still valuable in battle. We should. Soldiers that are useless in training are also useless on the battlefield. The weak will only fill the battlefield with more corrupted. Piece of piss. Collins cocks his head at the researcher in surprise, as if he's a freak of nature. Who will be responsible for sending them to their goddamn graves then? Me or you? The researcher musters up a retort but is stopped by Nicola. The soldier charges through the crowd towards Collins. Letty, the girl from before. You got to be joking. I only risked my life to do this godforsaken surgery so I could go to Babylonia. I don't want to stay in this hellhole to be trained and tested. Send me to Babylonia now. Collins smiles as he waits for her to finish and nods. You're right. This is indeed a hellhole, and this old geezer doesn't want to waste this time playing games with you. You know, I don't have a problem with you loudmouthers such as you, but you'd better not be all bark and no bite, otherwise you're nothing but a silly little lapdog. Letty's face flushes with anger as she throws a punch at Collins. Collins dodges the punch with surprising agility and grabs her by the wrist with ease. Let me go. Letty tries to shake her wrist free. Theoretically speaking, her strength as a construct should have made it easy for her to overpower Collins. But right as she exerts herself, Collins lets go, causing her to lose balance as he's still unaccustomed to her newfound strength. Collins then swipes across her leg with a kick and she falls to the ground. Going to kill you. She tries to rally another attack only to be met with Collins' gun pointing at her chest. Like I said, I don't have anything against loudmouthers like you, but if you want to talk big with approval or even kill me, you should at least put your money where your mouth is. Collins reaches a hand into his sleeve, pulls out a pocket knife and throws it toward Letty. Not only are you weak and stupid, but more importantly, you do not want even a shred of discipline. Collins takes out a comically small notebook and reads from his notes. According to the reports, you often abstain from training. Well, where on earth do you go? How would I remember? Great, looks like your memory isn't much of anything either. No worries, I'll help you refresh it. Collins turns the page and acts surprised. During the many times you've skipped out on training, you've either gone rummaging through the remains of casualties or breaking into civilian shelters to steal their property. Is that right? Rather than denying it, Letty appears to even be a little proud. Go on. I'm protecting them with my life. What's wrong with taking a little off top? One worse than the other. Constructs have no use for a remuneration. Isn't remuneration? Whatever. You did it entirely out of greed and stupidity. You've always been quite the rotten apple. Collins disengages the gun's safety and points back at Letty. Hey kids, aren't you really going to shoot me, are you? As a monster, you're nothing but trash. As a human, you're nothing but vermin. What other value does your life have? Collins smiles and waves at Letty. Bah. After several gunshots, silence falls upon the training ground. Another waste of bullets, damn it. So, Nicola, my dear boy, turns out these scavengers and thugs lack character and consciousness. You people are just wasting your time with these kids. Nicola looks at Letty with a blank face. It's normal to do anything to survive. Plenty of these people have the potential to become elite soldiers. Nicola once again thinks about the two sisters who have become constructs. He always has a hunch that if they can survive together, they have the potential to become the so-called spark that guards humanity's last hope. Collins rubs his chin non-committedly, but seems to lose interest in an instant. Perhaps, dear boy, looking at it that way, there might just be a diamond in the rough. Report to me if you find one, and I shall recommend them for promotion. As for the trash, Collins glances at Letty on the ground. The operation leader of the side immediately stands at attention. Sirs, I'll take the trash to the disposal plant. This guy, when did he become so smart? Honestly, it's repulsive. Great. Apologies for the ear piercing fall. I had a monster can on the desk, and it decided to just throw itself off the desk. Unblessed birth. When an unblessed birth arrives from heaven, it is destruction or salvation. In the silent disposal plant, something resembling a person suddenly coughs and pushes away the pile of remains and corpses stacking on top. I'm still alive. The figure gropes their chest and unbuttons their shirt, causing a pile of scrap to fall onto the ground. Behind them are several bullets lodged before the figure's chest. He saved me. And that old geezer said it was a useless pile of junk. Guess not, since it saved my life. Ow. Turning on the emergency light, source reveals the surrounding, and the person's identity is Letty. Even though the bullets are designed specifically for killing corrupted, they could not penetrate the pile of stolen items tucked within her jacket, which to her surprise prevented potentially fatal injuries to her solid construct exterior. What's this? Letty is surprised to pull out something soft from her bosom, a soft doll that looks like an ugly fuck. Bro, she stole the frog! She remembers taking it from a shopping from a shopping district because it is so hideously cute. So she stuffed it in with everything else on a whim. Oh, looks like I might have a use for this. Letty presses the doll up against her wounds to stop the vital fluid from pouring out. Anyway, where am I? Let me out of here. Letty kicks the iron door on the outer wall with all her might, but there is only a heavy thud. The door thicker than he has imagined. Fuck, that old geezer would have killed me. I'm going to smash his disgusting face in once I get out. Then I'll kill him while he begs for mercy. Only then will I have my revenge. Letty smiles wickedly at the thought of Collins's peril. Suddenly she hears an alarm coming from within her. Punishing virus concentration surging. What's that? As Letty turns her head in confusion, a few red lights illuminate the depths of the facility. Suddenly remembers seeing such a light in the past. The red light only brings blood, misery, and death. Corrupted. Holding back the sharp pain in her chest, Letty gets up and stumbles to the corner of the garbage disposal plant. Why are there corrupted here? It's a disposal plant. But the red light arrives faster than expected and there is no place to hide. Letty accidentally falls to the ground while running and she is quickly surrounded by corrupted. Why am I gonna die here? Letty pulls out her pistol and empties her mag at the approaching corrupted, but only a few bullets hit their marks. She regrets not spending more time in training. She should not have slept through target practice. Fuck you damn it. Letty tries to quickly reload, but her trembling hands can barely hold onto the magazine. The items stuffed in her chest fall to the ground, and most importantly, so does the life-saving magazine as it slides away. Before Letty can run to pick up the magazine, several corrupted surround her. Nighttime downpour. Letty thinks she is going to die at the hands of the corrupted, but strangely the only roar without taking another step forward. Please. A pair of hands lifts Letty to her feet. The hands belong to a construct she has never seen before, but she is about the same age and wears the same clothes as the recruits. I wanted to say she looks a bit like Lucia. I don't know what they were going with that. Thinking she has been thrown a lifeline, she approaches her. Thank you, we're allies, you and I. But she quickly realizes that she is not an ally at all, nor is she even a construct, she is a corrupted. Right as she tries to escape, the corrupted grabs her tightly, scaring Letty half to death. Sis, you're here to save me. It's me, Luna. I've been waiting for you here for you all along. The corrupted named Luna does not attack her. Instead, she cries like a human child and Letty is not sure what to do. So dark and scary here, but always knew you'd come. I've been waiting here because I knew you'd come to save me no matter what. Sis, but Letty may not be smart, but she is crafty. Right as she is about to deny it, she realizes that the only reason she is not attacking her is that she has mistaken her for her sister. Luna, that's right, Luna. Sister is here to save you. Luna's crying subsides into a smile. She gently nods and hugs Letty. Okay, let me go. Despite being pushed away, Luna isn't angry. Instead, she picks up something off the ground. Letty looks at it carefully to see that is the plush doll she has just used to put the pressure on her wounds. Must have fell out along with the magazine. Froggy, you still have it. I knew you'd bring it with you when you looked for me. Sorry sis, I should have told you I was leaving. You must have been worried sick. Letty watches her child cheerlessly. Letty watches her cherish the dirty and ugly doll covered with vital fluids in her arms. It disgusts her, but at the same time she is happy that she has come up with a wonderful idea. Okay, the two of us need to go home together. Yeah, but how do we get out of here? Letty grins with ill intent, patting Luna on the shoulder. No worries, I have an idea, but first we need to take care of the enemies here. Enemies? Yes, the corrupted over there. If we destroy them, if we don't destroy them, they'll kill me with wounds as bad as these. But they didn't attack me. They're playing tricks on you. Tricks. Yeah, they're trying to catch you off guard. They are monsters after all. They are trying to trick you so they can kill me. Do you not trust your sister? I didn't mean that. I trust you. I believe anything you say, sis. If that's the case, then we have to kill them. Every single one. Yeah. Seeing Luna ready to fight with all her might, Letty struggles to stifle her laughter with all of hers. How can I be this lucky? Good luck, sis.
選別開始
I'm gonna kill them all for your sister. For you.
生まれかぽろ与え生まれ変わりましょうこれが昇格ネットワークの力よ分かった
It's Lucia, look, I did it. I killed all the corrupted. Yep, not bad, but I didn't need you anymore. Bruh. Wiping out all of the corrupted, all Luna wants is praise from her sister. Instead, all she gets is a bullet. The bullet at point blank range pierces her stomach and the froggy plush in her arms. The cotton stuffing flies into the air, gently fluttering to the ground like snow. Lucia? Luna looks at the wound in her stomach in disbelief, no longer able to support herself. She slowly falls to her knees. Calling me your sister, you disgust me. What sort of filthy monster such as you has a sister? Monster? I'm a monster? The previously supported the suppressed noise once again begins to echo by Luna's ear. The punishing virus concentration starts to rise. Her breathing begins to quicken. Luna struggles to stabilize her breathing as she crawls towards Letty. She longs for an embrace that is not there. Lucia, it's me, Luna. I'm not a monster. On the way. Letty ruthlessly kicks Luna out of the way, then stomps on Froggy. Monsters deserve to die. Got it. Letty fires 2 more rounds, slicing Luna. Luna looks at the Froggy, filthy like her, as the light fades from her eyes. Calling me your sister, you disgust me. What sort of filthy monster such as you has a sister? Lucia, what are you talking about? It's me, Luna, I'm not a monster. Of the way. Yeah, why don't you need me anymore? Didn't we say that we'd always stick together, no matter what? Monsters deserve to die, got it? Yeah, don't leave me. Humanity's repugnance is engraved in their souls. Anyone is capable of betrayal, anything can be sacrificed. Even your own sister has abandoned you. Her promise broken, she is human and therefore finds you insufferable. Because she is a human and you are a monster. Letty fires a few more shots into the air as she laughs wildly, then smugly puts away her pistol. Destroy humanity for the sake of humans. Stupid old geezer. See that? I can kill corrupted too, you know? All I got to do is put my mind to it. I ain't no trash. Hey, let me go. Says Letty pounds on the door to attract attention from outside. She hears something sneaking from behind, then turns around to see Luna's surroundings starting to tremble. Still not dead, you little brat. Right as Letty reaches for her gun, Luna appears before her with impeccable speed. But before Letty is able to pull out her gun, her arm has been vaporized into thin air. Without giving her time to scream in pain, Luna pins her down onto the ground. Luna's left arm has transformed into a blade that now is pressed against Letty's jugular. She glows with a sanguine aura, looking completely out of control. But right at the moment, Luna uses her last ounce of sanity to force her right hand, still not fully corrupted, to stop the blade strike. Cisran, thinking has caught Luna off guard, Letty uses her other hand to pull out a dagger at her waist and stabs Luna. Die, you monster. Sparks from the clash of metal on metal illuminates the factory with a flash before returning into silence. The dagger plunges into Luna's chest but misses a vital point. Luna's arms, however, pierces Letty's throat. Vital fluid spews out of Letty's mouth as the light in her eyes gradually fades. Killed my sister. Really am a monster. High concentration of punishing virus envelops Luna in a red aura. Destroy humanity for the sake of humans. Monsters must be reborn. Outside the tents of the Kurono squad, a violent rumbling can be felt and the flashing glimmer of fire can be seen from afar. Hey, what's going on? Sir, Hiro, my boy, you're alive. Give me a C-trap. There was a giant explosion at the disposal plant and the corrupted escaped. She destroyed the nearest CPF before we even had time to react. We tried to stop her, but almost all of us were wiped out, even our leader. Hiro, my boy, listen, you should take a break. Your memory shell must be busted. How could a corrupted... Just as Colin is about to finish his sentence, he looks up into the sky and shuts his mouth. A girl in pristine white is hovering in the air below her trail of destruction and remains such contrast seems to give her an aura of unparalleled divinity. Nearby corrupted see the explosion from the onslaught and take notice of her. Thinking she is merely another human victim, they charge at her from all directions. Insects. She raises her hand lightly and spikes formed of punishing virus pierce all of the surrounding corrupted. The remaining corrupted come to their senses as they realize what she was and begin to bow before her. Sir, is the corrupted our leader here? Corrupted? No, she's an angel. An angel. Either has he forgotten her name or perhaps there is just the stark of contrast with the construct of before and the Luna of now. Hey, over here. Collins waves both hands childishly, laughing and crying at the same time. Luna glances at Collins but sees nothing worth stopping for and flies away. No, you could have killed him. Not kidding. Tears stream down Collins' face, paying no mind to those present. Sir, we finished gathering our forces. We should launch an attack on the corrupted before she escapes. Forget it, you don't understand. She could have killed everyone with just the wave of her hand. The only reason we are still alive is because she has no interest in us. Watching Luna disappear into the distance, her face fanatical smile adorns Colin's tear-stained face. The corrupted that can control the punishing virus while still maintaining her sanity is what can only be described as a miracle. I'm afraid she will either bring destruction to humanity or perhaps she will be the last dawn of its salvation. Collins rubbed out his chest, unable to stifle his laughter. Such an exciting new development. What a pity my dear boy Nicola wasn't present. Corrupted girl in white, I will find you and you will be mine. And then suddenly Colin stops laughing as if something troublesome has popped into his mind. Someone like her can't be labeled as a corrupted. She deserves to be called something else. But what to call her, damn it. I hate coming up with names. One sec. I'll continue in a second. I'll return. I'm back. Iron Will. And then this night the body may be corrupted, but the soul will never be tainted. In the smoky ruins of Underground City 19, a woman in nun's clothing stumbles through the alleys. By the look of the cables and parts left exposed on her injured legs, she is not human but a mechanoid. She has no name. Instead, others refer to her as Sister, based on her appearance. Ah, it's you again. She looks back nervously from time to time as if she is afraid that something will catch up with her. Finally, she stops behind a building. Several corrupted appear at the end of the alley and other corrupted block the way in. It should be far enough. I wonder if the kids have escaped. But it's none of my business now. I just took them in on a whim. It's the underground ventilation from City 19, towering ventilation shafts pointing directly at the sky, also making it the only place where the sky is visible. The mechanoid gnome takes out a cigarette from the inner pocket of her robes and puts it in her mouth, something she never does while surrounded by so many children. One less cigarette won't hurt. Won't hurt you either way because you're a mechanoid. I don't think you can have lung problems from it. The corrupted remain off in the distance, refraining from approaching, but she is not surprised. I guess they've already figured out that I'll be one of them sooner or later. The punishing virus concentration continues to rise. She starts to lose control of her left hand that has been holding the cigarette. You're not even going to give me time to light one up. Amid this forsaken world. She takes out a pocket pistol from her robes, her final act of resistance. But when she aims the pistol at her throat with her other hand, she cannot pull the trigger, no matter how hard she tries. Article limitation. Active self-injury is strictly prohibited. Limitation originates from doctrine. Bro. She got hit with God says that did bad. Can't even go out on my own terms. Humanity, how arrogant you are. If you don't intend to give us freedom, why give us the gift of knowledge? Since you are so unwilling to raise future generations, why even bother to create us? He looks at the sky as if in search of an answer. God, are they really the masterpiece created in your image? There is no need to ask for salvation from others. It's time the humans pay for their sins. He looks in surprise at the figure that appears in the sky. It is not an angel that has come to greet her mechanical soul, but a girl with an aura of equal parts divinity and danger. You're that girl, it's you, Luna, you're still alive. He recognizes her as one of the children picked up by Kurono to be turned into constructs. Seeing that she lives has somewhat put her mind at ease, yet she can't tell that the Luna before her is no ordinary construct. Matters not who I am, for I am merely an agent of the Ascension Network. The Ascension Network. Luna nodes transmitting countless data streams into her memory shell, allowing her to catch a glimpse of what Luna's existence truly means. You are corrupted. Luna remains quietly outstretching her hand. You have the potential to pass the preliminary screening. If you accept my authorization, you will no longer fear the punishing virus, and instead become an existence feared by humanity. Contrary to Luna's expectations, the sister bursts out laughing. Luna, you may be able to end someone's life without lifting a finger, but takes a deep breath from the cigarette, then exhales a thick cloud of smoke toward Luna. I won't betray humanity. The only thing scarier than that is the thought of you corrupting my faith. If you go on like this, you will be no more than a walking corpse as a corrupted. That's far more tragic outcome than death. The sister stares at her now dysfunctional left hand and laughs bitterly. Punishing virus may take away my body, but it cannot take away my human soul. This is probably the only thing left by my human creators for me to be proud of. Aren't you the same, Luna? Even as an Ascendant, I'm sure you too have something you are unwilling to part with. The will of the Ascendants is that of the Ascension Network. Really? Then why do you still have that doll? Only then does Luna realize that despite the thick fog of consciousness from becoming an Ascendant, she still clutches onto the now barely recognizable Froggy. After becoming an Ascendant, the chaos within her mind has been dispelled. She knows that the person she killed was not her sister. But she has been deliberately avoiding thinking about Lucia, whether that be from the fear of admitting that she still remains some semblance of humanity, or perhaps she is just afraid of knowing the truth, and her sister knowing too. Before I came here, I heard the local say that he saw a little girl of ours accompanying the army as they passed by. Sister Lucia is close by. After hearing her words, Luna hesitates for a while before flying in the direction she is pointed to. Before the punishing virus completely erodes her consciousness, the sister looks at the empty sky and mutters to herself. I say too much. Farewell for reunion. When everything is reduced to ashes, we will find our eternal wonderland. Are you really there? Can I even stand before you and call you my sister anymore? Do you even want to see me? Luna's heart fills with insecurity, but then she recalls the promise they made. Wherever you are, even if you become something else, I will always be able to find you, I promise. Please, Lucia. Luna whispers her sister's name. A ray of comfort shines upon her weary heart. But right at that moment, Luna feels the noise from the Ascension Network beginning to fill her mind. Why? Why is the power from the network weakening? The condensed armor from the punishing virus begins to weaken, causing Luna to fall to the ground. Back to being like this. Nearby corrupted notice her and surround her from all sides. Like they are treating me as human, since my power from the Ascension Network has weakened. What a pity. These mindless creatures, to think I almost became one of them. Right as the corrupted charges, it gets sliced to pieces by an ethereal blade. Luna closes her eyes and shakes her head. I may not be able to guide you to a loftier existence, but at least with my guidance you needn't wander astray. The power of the Ascension Network is decreasing. Why? Looks a bit different, but she's my sister. She's right there. What was next to her?
これが昇格ネットワークの力よ。分かった。
Maybe next to her, I don't see anyone. She's fighting with someone, but yeah. Struggling to catch her breath, Lucia aims her katana at the corrupted in front of her. Nicola stands beside Lucia without a care in the world for his own safety. Corrupted have some degree of self-healing capability. Minor injuries won't prove fatal. You need to pinpoint your attacks in order to defeat them. Alright, got it. The Corrupted spares no time for Lucia to catch her breath, raising its sharp claws and rushing toward her. Even though Lucia raises her katana to block the unimaginable power of the Corrupted, sends her flying back several steps. Don't be afraid of the Corrupted, you are now the only one capable of stopping them. If you fall here, those behind me will be lost just like Luna. Lucia regains her composure, then pushes the incoming claw of the Corrupted to one side just as it's about to slice right through her. The Corrupted wants to turn around and smash its claw into the head of the construct in front of it, only to find its upper body already separated from its lower body. Lucia's sharp blade has severed it in twain, right as it passed by. After killing the Corrupted, Lucia falls to her knees, unable to support herself any longer. Early enough, it's too early for Lucia to engage in actual combat. She's only completed her transformation. Such rigorous training is actually Collins' idea. Even though he has concerns, Nicola has made no objection. He knows humanity does not have much time left. Lucia and the constructs must at least grow up to protect themselves. Better make fit for combat. Lucia raises her head and looks at Nicola calmly. Though her eyes are still young, they have already hardened into the eyes of a soldier. You'll have a lot to learn. Rest assured, all of your effort has not been in vain. Thanks. If that's the case, then me and Luna, I can no longer hold back the tears. She has been fighting ever since she became a construct. Little does she know that Luna has been watching her nearby. Became a construct. They can deceive you. Naturally, they can deceive you. Then they can deceive anyone. Humans will sacrifice anything for their own survival, including you, including your beloved sister. Drift tricked you, sis. Lucia doesn't know that those despicable humans are responsible for what happened to you. They justify their actions in a grandiose web of lies. I know their tricks well. Who are the monsters? Humans are the real monsters. You're right, humans are the real monsters. Luna glares at Nicola. She knows that Nicola has deceived himself, his sister, everyone. If he dies, will Lucia wake up? Blood-red light coalesces in Luna and only to disappear in an instant. If I kill him now, Lucia will be more convinced by what those humans have told her. Both the nun and Lucia are caught in a web of lies, carefully crafted by humanity. There will come a day when Lucia will be our enemy. When the time comes, I, who bear the mission of the Ascension Network, and Lucia, who has been deceived by mankind, will. Luna recalls the scene of despair when she killed her sister in the disposal plant. No, there's no way I'll let that happen, Lucia. Luna looks out at her sister for some time before walking away. However, she knows that this is not farewell. One day she will understand the despicable nature of humanity and its inevitable end. On the bottom of her heart, Luna knows this day will soon come. Until she returns, I will wait quietly as we promised. Destroy the world woven out of lies and create a paradise where we can stay together forever. All for you, Lucia. An eternal paradise just for you and me. And it took a bit longer than I expected. Seems I'm at the 2-hour mark already. But it's nice to gain a bit of insight in the other characters. So next time I stream Punishing, I might continue with the other characters. I don't think we know any of these people yet. That I don't need to do yet. This is Karenina's last time. But another in Alpha have another 2 stories here. That might be related to these specific characters, so I might do that at some point. But for now, I think I'll end the stream here. So yeah. That's about it for today. Thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed the stream. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!